Are you fed up with where you are?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
Hello, I'm Yetta Decker.
And I'm Ken Decker.
And we're excited to be with you and welcome you to another episode of Life's Inside Track, where we share techniques, thoughts, and tools that we all need to turn our house into our home where our families thrive and we live the best life possible.
So, Yetta, do you mean my life or where I live?
Yes.
So, are you asking me or are you asking our listener?
I'm asking you that is either watching us or listening on CHRI. So because this is a podcast and a YouTube video show, you get to either see us if you want to see some of the extra antics, or you get to simply listen to us. And yes, the answer is, are you fed up with? Do you like where you're living and how you're living?
Right. And I'm going to answer the question. I love my life and I love where I live. How's that?
Yes. And what you're going to learn on this episode is it wasn't always like that.
No, it
and more
wasn't.
importantly, what you're going to learn is part of the journey of how we got to love the life that mostly is infused with harmony.
Yeah. And the best part is, here's the best part, Yetta.
I know what it is.
You do?
I think
What is
so.
it?
That it's simple.
Well, that's good.
Oh, that wasn't the answer.
Most
okay.
people.
Can you believe I got it wrong?
No, you didn't get it wrong. That's a good answer. Most people that have a great life, love their life, love where they live, maybe don't know how they got there. Or if they do know how they got there, they haven't really taken the time to spell out the formula of how to get there. Because maybe you're not happy with where you are at.
Right.
And so that's why I wrote the wealth formula. It's called a formula because it's do this, you get that. Do that, you get this. Do that, you get that.
And it's pretty much without fail.
Yeah.
As long as you do this, you'll get that. That's
Yeah.
how formulas work.
Well, and it's because financial formulas and relational formulas are
physical formulas,
they're
movement.
they're like laws, like gravity. If I stand up on this table and I
even
jump,
even if you
if
don't
I
believe
jump
in gravity.
if I jump off and I don't believe in gravity, the law of gravity, which way am I going?
Down.
Why?
Because,
I don't believe in gravity. Why aren't I going up?
Because it exists whether you believe in it or not.
So it's going to force me down.
Right.
Even though I jump up, I'm going to go up for a minute. Or no, maybe not a minute.
A
A split second. I'm going to go up because I've tried to jump, do the dunk and the hoop. And that's not me. And so I'm going down.
Right.
And I'm going to land. And if I jump from too high, I'm going to get hurt. So I got to understand the law of gravity to keep myself safe.
Right.
That's why people say I have a fear of heights. I don't have a fear of heights. I have a fear of the sudden stop at the bottom after I fall. So with the wealth formula, I took the principles that affect your life, they affect your relationships, they affect your wealth building, and it's mostly about wealth, but there are some other truths sprinkled in, like fairy dust, to make your life great. So I highly recommend reading it. I'm a little bit biased because I wrote it, but I'm highly recommend. We're gonna touch on a couple pages as to what things are prescribed within the wealth formula,
So that you cannot be fed up with where you are anymore.
Yes,
Both in life and in your home, because they work each and every time. So
Yeah.
we're just going to highlight a couple. So page 18, what are they going to find there?
They're gonna find a question that says, "What's keeping me up at night?"
Right. The answer I love best
Yeah,
is nothing.
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 I sleep like a log. Some
Right.
people say they sleep like a baby. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Wake up every 2 hours crying. But sleeping like a log is like you lay down, you stay there for your 8 hours, you get up. That's me
Most of the time.
most of the time, unless something's bugging me. And so if something's keeping you up at night, I recommend writing it down.
And getting some clarity about what it is. And then page 18, you're going to find a little bit of strategy around how to do that. So spoiler alert, the best and most important way initially is to identify it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then actually do something with what you identified. If you identify it and do nothing with it, it's going to bite you harder than if you never identified it at all.
Discuss it with somebody, especially if you have a significant other in your life. Discuss it with them.
Or a circle of influence, people that can come alongside you. So figure out what it is that's keeping you up at night, and then you can start to decipher what to do with it.
Then page 35.
Mm-hmm.
Great advice. It says pick 3 books on the subject that's bugging you. Whether it be you're in debt, you need to get out of debt. Whether it's you don't know how to invest the money you have. Whether it be physically, I'm not vital enough. I don't feel energetic. I got no energy. Or whatever it is.
Or my relationships are not serving me well. Maybe it's a relational book.
Or my emotions or my brain, my thought patterns are not serving me.
Right.
Find books on those things.
Right. Or it could just be that your business isn't thriving the way you want it to be. It doesn't have to be big catastrophic issues, but what is it? Whether you're actually still sleeping through the night, it's what are you fixating on? What are you thinking about that's consuming a little more time than you know what
Because it's not where you want it to be.
Right.
So find some expertise on that in a book. If you read 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how fast your reader you are, per day, you'll read a book a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so pick your 3 books and read them over the next 3 months.
And goal setting around a quarter, setting goals for 90 days, and then 1 book a month, and then breaking it down to 30 minutes a day, that is doable. Yeah. But if you were to say to me back in the days where I didn't used to read, when people would say to me, you're going to read a dozen books this year. It's like,
that was like a stretch, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
And now I find it easy to read 3 times that or listen. Sometimes it's listening, sometimes it's reading, but find what works best for you.
Right. And now if it's financial, if finances are keeping you awake, how to, rob Peter to pay Paul because you don't have enough money to meet ends meet and whatever. Page 68, look at your expenses. Look what you're paying in the last 20 months, for instance, last year and a half. Like
that's 18 months.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah,
just pick a period of time.
Pick a period of time. Last year and the remainder of this year, and add it together. What interest did you pay on debt? Now, I'm not talking your mortgage debt because that's part of,
you'd be paying rent anyway.
You got to live somewhere, right? But any consumer debt, credit card debt, line of credit debt, car
loans is consumer debt.
Yeah. Bank charges, overdraft charges, and even add in the Visa fees. I know you love those points on those Visa cards, so you buy the $100 a year.
Them?
Everybody loves the points. Oh, I'm going to pay by Visa, not cash, because I'm going to get points. Now, I've been collecting Air Mile points since it came out, and I have never once redeemed it. I don't know. It's like a sickness. So if you're paying $100, $110 for that Visa card for the privilege of using it for the year, then you need to add that into your expenses. Add that all up and see how that makes you feel.
Right. So we're grateful to be your partners on the journey where we actually have real conversation about the things that really make a difference in our day-to-day life so we don't have to be fed up. We can be full up.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward